Hi, I'm Carlino. I am not a plumber, but I do have a plumbing problem. As always, this video is not intended to say that this is the right way to do things, but it is intended to show you how I'm going to do it. I was in my basement, and then I saw all sorts of water pouring down from up here. The area under the sink wasn't wet. These are the water lines that go into the faucet, and this is the drain. And you can see that right here, yeah, I probably shouldn't have done that. Yeah, that's a hole. What I'm going to do is I'm going to disconnect the trap, and then I'm going to try and take this off. I'm going to replace this all with PVC anyway. So to take the trap off, you're just going to spin these this way, like that, and spin that way. Oh. Oh. This joint sucks. The whole thing is kind of crumbling. I'm going to try it a little bit longer, and then and if that doesn't work, I haven't decided what I'm going to do next. That is an example of the wrong way to take these pieces apart. I was just turning off the water just so that people wouldn't accidentally use the sink, and when I did that, look, that's the hot water valve. So yeah, I guess I should replace that too. This project just keeps getting better and better. I'm going to melt the solder here and try and pull that out. Okay, so you can see the solder is starting to drip. Here, let's see if I can. See that? I'm actually getting melted solder. That's good. Ah, look at that. Ah, that's great. There we go. Yeah. Woohoo! So here we are. It's day 2. I went to the hardware store, got a copper pipe, one of these. This is a P-trap, pipe cement, PVC glue. I know that I have more of this somewhere. I don't know where it is. Solder and flux. I know I have this. I have like half a roll. I even have a flux brush. I'm going to find my other stuff after I finish this project, and I put this in the really good place that I put the old stuff. That way I cannot find it again the next time that I have to do plumbing. I'm going to raise this hole just a little bit so that I can get a little bit of a downward slant. For pipes that are 2.5 inches or smaller, you want to have a slope of a 1/4 inch drop per foot of length. This level is too long to fit in. I got this level at the dollar store. Oh, yeah, that's perfect. Good news. I found my solder and my flux. Haha! Yeah, things are looking up. I like to use a drill attachment for this kind of stuff. It does a much better job. But I'm just not going to be able to get that in here. Oh wow. I've just discovered a clog. I'm going to get in there with the snake. Ho ho ho! Yeah! Better! Whenever I sweat copper, I always try to get my surfaces gleaming and shiny, and then get flux on them, get them together quickly, because oxidation starts to happen immediately, and that's what'll stop your solder joints from sticking. My personal view is that too much flux is just enough. This is how I sweat copper. I put my flame on one part of the pipe, and then what I try to do is get my solder in there from the reverse side of the pipe and start flowing the solder in from the opposite side, because what my experience has been is that the solder will tend to flow towards the source of the heat. I think I'm getting somewhere. Yeah. Okay, my solder is now melting, so I'm just going to push the solder right into that joint, and you can see that I've got drips happening. That is great. I know there's tools specifically for this kind of thing. I don't have one. Slather on some glue there. Slather some glue along the inside. And there it is. That's awesome. This whole thing, and this is going to go right on there. There we go. This part is done. This goes on first. This goes on like this. Make sure that the tapered side is down, the wide side is up. Now this will fit on there just like that, and the height looks good. I think I need to cut it off right about there. There we go. Now this goes right there, and this one goes right there. Just like that. I'm not going to lock it down yet, but we're getting close. I got that nice and tight. And I got that nice and tight. There we go. That is an installed P-trap. I need to turn off the water before I go replacing valves. Okay, so that just goes like that, and then oh, there we go. And this is why you always have a bucket underneath where you're working. If at least half of your clothing isn't wet by the time that you're done with a project like this, then you're obviously not trying hard enough. Oh, I'm glad this wrench fits. Oh, that's great. Oh, that's great. There we go. Yeah. I have wire brushes in the garage that are probably better suited for this, but they're all the way in the garage, and this one was right around the corner. So I'm using this one. Put on some Teflon tape. There we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to tape this part while I've got it off, because it's just going to be easier. I know you can't see what I'm doing very well, but for what it's worth, I can't see what I'm doing very well either. think we're good. Well, the water is on. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open the valve. Once again, so far so good. And I'm running the hot water. Look at that! It's fixed! So, that's it. Way more work than I really wanted to be doing today, but well, you get a video out of it, so yay!